Social and emotional skills are important, but we develop them as children.
My parents won't let me use scissors.
The children are right to laugh at you, Ralph. These things couldn't cut butter. Now, take out your red crayons.
Miss Hoover,
Yes, Ralph.
I don't have a red crayon.
Why not?
I ate it.
Valentines.
Miss Hoover, I glued my head to my shoulder. What now? Here you go, Ralph. You Choo Choo choose me? Happy Valentine's.
So maybe you were Ralph, or maybe you were Lisa, but this scenario is played over and over in elementary schools all over the world. Some kid is left out and teachers encourages the isolation of the child instead of building a bridge for the child to be included. Now, we all have had at least one teacher that was just like this one or worse. If I could go back in time, I would. Boy, oh boy. However, I use this clip because it focuses on social emotional learning. What is social emotional learning? For example, as you grow and you go to school, you learn to read and write. You learn science, math, and about places here and there. But at the same time, you're learning other important skills like social emotional skills. These skills help with understanding your feelings and those of others. Because so many don't get this at home, enrichment programs can help bridge the gap for students and teachers. Now, there are 5 key components of social emotional learning. 1, understand myself, manage myself, respecting others, building relationships, and finally making a decision. Now, we saw Lisa exercise her maturity in the use of all these components. So kudos to Lisa. The first component, understanding myself. And it really means the child can say, I know what I'm feeling, and I can name that feeling. And I feel more confident as a result. The second component would be managing myself. I know what I'm thinking and how I'm acting. I can think before I act, and I can help calm myself down when I get upset or angry. The third component would be respecting others. And the child will be able to say, I think about how others feel. I know that different people see things in different ways. I care about the feelings of others. These are components that Lisa exercised, and she truly exercised her maturity and emotional learning. As we see, a lot of grown-ups can't control or exercise social emotional learning. So it's very key as a child to get these things under wraps, because it can lead to further problems down the road, especially when it comes to relationships. For example, today being Valentine's Day, this is very important because this is how a child learns how to deal with rejection. Some people just can't deal with rejection, and it's because we don't focus on emotional learning as much as we do all of the popular things in school, like math, science, and so forth. The fourth component would be building relationships. Again, you'll be able to, or the child should be able to, talk about what they feel and listen with others. And this is the building of becoming a friend. And again, building relationships is simply putting things together. When a person could put together these 4 steps that I've gone over, you'll see that person being very popular a lot of times because they know how to think about others. They're able to recognize how they feel and what they want and what they don't want. The last, the 5th component would be making decisions. I can make good choices, or when I have a problem, I work to solve it, or I can get help with my decisions and problems. And these show maturity, maybe not on the science and math level, but the social, emotional learning. So I hope these things help. And I use the clip from Simpsons because who knows, and I know it's a cartoon, who knows what Ralph is going to grow up and become. Some rejection as a child can affect you for the rest of your life. Now, if you watch The Simpsons, you know with this clip, Lisa, she basically creates a monster because Ralph falls in love with her. He's following her around the school. And that one moment, or that one person that gave him that emotional recognition, is the person he clinged on to. Now, it should be his parents. It should be someone that's an adult. And it's okay to be a friend, but it should have been the teacher to recognize that. So these scenarios, these are things that we go over, we want to stress, and we want to make sure we have healthy emotional adults as they grow. And hopefully Ralph doesn't grow up and become some player, or who knows, that's going to tear up the neighborhood. But thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed this video. Sponsored by Our Village Learning and Enrichment Center.